Despite their responsibilities to the team and on the court, NBA players carry big responsibilities off the court as well, and that is to represent themselves in a good eye to the public. Today we're taking a look at 4 NBA players whose costly mistakes ruined their career in seconds. The first case of a player comes from Meyers Leonard, and his incident was the most recent one to occur. Leonard was the 11th pick by the Portland Trail Blazers in the 2012 NBA draft. The 7'1" power forward out of the University of Illinois averaged 5.6 points and 3.9 rebounds for his whole career, yet somehow earned $59 million for his career so far. Someone who has been an average role player his whole career, Leonard saw some good moments in Portland during his 7-year stint there, his best season being 2014 to 2015, where he averaged 8.4 points and 5.1 rebounds, and got a 4-year, $44 million contract extension in the offseason. In the 2019 offseason, he was traded to the Miami Heat and even started a few games for them until March 9, 2021. The Heat announced that they would be suspending Leonard indefinitely. The suspension occurred due to Leonard's use of an anti-Semitic slur while he was streaming video games on Twitch. He was fined $50,000 and suspended from playing in games or practicing with his team. Leonard did release a statement on his Instagram saying, "I am deeply sorry for using an anti-Semitic slur during a live stream yesterday. I didn't know what the word meant at the time. My ignorance about history and how offensive it is to the Jewish community is absolutely not an excuse, and I was just wrong. I acknowledge my own mistake, and there's no running from something like this that is so hurtful to someone else. I promise to do better and know that my future actions will be more powerful than the use of this word." It's good to see Leonard acknowledge his mistakes. Hopefully he can bounce back from this and become a better individual. The Heat ended up trading him to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who later ended up releasing Leonard. Meyers now remains a free agent to this day. It's highly unlikely a team will pick him up due to his reputation as a player. He's not talented enough to where it's worth the risk of bringing on a controversial player to the team. So it looks like Leonard's NBA career is over with. His suspension is technically already over, so he could play in an NBA game right now if a team was to pick him up, but as mentioned, it is unlikely that any team will do that due to Leonard's reputation at the moment. Number 2 on this list is Javaris Crittenton, a 6'5" guard from the Georgia Institute of Technology. Crittenton was a member of the Washington Wizards from 2008 to 2010, and us fans only know him as the guy who brought a gun to the Wizards locker room with the intent of shooting at teammate Gilbert Arenas. Arenas also had a gun on him as well and threatened to fire back at Crittenton. This chain of events caused all the other Wizards players to leave the locker room out of fear, but Karen Butler stayed back and was able to mediate the situation before any shots were fired. Butler reportedly told Javaris, "You could ruin your career, maybe your life if you pull the trigger," and that was able to mediate the situation. Despite Butler's heroics, this incident caused Arenas and Crittenton to be suspended for the remainder of the season. Crittenton pled guilty on January 25, 2010, thus causing his suspension, and he never played a game for the NBA after that. He bounced around in the D-League for a bit and even got a non-guaranteed contract by the Charlotte Bobcats to start the 2010 to 2011 season, but he was released 3 weeks after. On April 29, 2015, Crittenton pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter with a weapon and aggravated assault with a firearm. These charges came from a murder charge that occurred back in August of 2011. Crittenton was charged with the murder of Julian Jones, a 22-year-old mother of 4. Crittenton is currently in prison and is expected to be released in 2036. Gilbert Arenas was able to make it back to an NBA roster. Being that he was a 3-time All-Star and a member of the All-NBA second team in 2007, teams are okay taking the risk of signing him, and during the 2010-11 season, he was traded to the Orlando Magic. He was the first player in NBA history to be waived under the amnesty clause, which is a contract clause that allows teams a chance to escape the contractual obligation of a player whose performance falls short of the large salary intended to pay him. Fun fact, that clause was created after him, as the Magic desperately wanted to get under his money. He ended up playing for the Memphis Grizzlies during the 2011 to 2012 season, which would be his last in the NBA. Now he currently hosts his own podcast called the No Chill Podcast and enjoys spending time with his 4 children. Number 3 on this list is probably the least severe out of all these players, but the most concerning regarding the player's well-being. We're talking about Tyrique Evans. Evans was a crafty combo guard who spent a majority of his career with the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. Evans peaked during his rookie year in 2010, where he averaged 20.1 points per game, 5.8 assists per game, and 5.3 rebounds per game, and won Rookie of the Year over Steph Curry and James Harden. Known for hitting one of the most ridiculous game winners in NBA history during his rookie season, a half-court buzzer beater with 1 second on the clock, Evans was banned from the NBA for 2 years in 2019 after violating the league's anti-drug program that prohibits drug use. During the time of the ban, he was the 6th man for the Indiana Pacers, where he averaged 10.2 points, 2.4 assists, and 2.9 rebounds off the bench. The NBA and NBAPA are prohibited from publicly releasing what drugs he used, but the Indiana Pacers did release a statement saying, "We take these matters seriously and will reach out to Tyrique to offer our support." That quote led to some speculation that Evans may have developed an addiction, which the league takes very seriously, and that his suspension was time off to help him seek help and recover. However, this is all speculation as no information regarding the violation has been made public. If that is the case though, hopefully Evans is taking some time during his hiatus to seek help if needed. He has not been playing basketball overseas during his suspension, but rather has been training independently in hopes of making a comeback when his suspension is up. He's still available as a free agent in 2K, and speaking of NBA 2K, we are also giving away a free PS5 and copy of NBA 2K21. All you need to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Evans was a talented player and can apply to re-enter the league in 2021 after the conclusion of this season. Teams may be interested in picking him up, and as long as he has been staying in shape and working on his game, there could be teams interested in signing him to some non-guaranteed deals to help bring out their bench scoring. The final player on this list with the number 4 spot belongs to someone who had a very similar story to Evans, and that is OJ Mayo. Mayo was taken by the Memphis Grizzlies with the 3rd pick in the 2008 NBA draft. The 6'4" guard out of USC was projected at one point to be a superstar and even got invited by Kobe Bryant himself to work out with him. His best season in the NBA came in his rookie season, where he averaged 18.5 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. He ended up signing with the Mavs in the 2012 offseason, where he would average 15.3 points and a career-high 4.4 assists while being the second option to Dirk. He ended up signing with the Milwaukee Bucks the season after and played 3 decent seasons for the Bucks before ultimately getting suspended. His suspension occurred due to him violating the league's anti-drug program in 2015. Just like Tyrique Evans, Mayo had to serve a 2-season suspension, then could apply to return to the league. We don't know the details of the violation as that information is kept private, but it looks like Mayo was able to bounce back. During the suspension, Mayo played a season in Puerto Rico before landing a contract in China, where he still plays to this day. He is having a lot of success in the Chinese league, being named to an All-Star appearance in 2019, and even won the 3-point contest the same year. It's not uncommon for American players to find success playing overseas in China, and Mayo is another one of those cases. He's eligible to return to the NBA now, but it's highly doubtful that he is considering that, because of the immense success he's having in China, and his team, the Liaoning Flying Leopards, is paying him more than what a minimum contract in the NBA would get him. It's good to see Mayo balling out again in China, and hopefully he's staying out of the way with his drugs, as so many players' careers have been ruined because of addiction. Just like us, NBA players are also human, and sometimes make horrible mistakes that end up costing them their careers. Let us know which NBA player ruined their career the worst in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future NBA videos.